Soap, born from sacrifice origin. Stories where the everyday begins. Have you ever stopped to appreciate the simple power of soap? This humble bar or bubbly liquid does more than just keep us clean. It's a lifesaver, a disease fighter, a silent guardian of health. But have you ever wondered where soap actually comes from? And how something so soft and fragrant could have such gruesome beginnings? Let's peel back the lathered layers and dive into the ancient, surprisingly grim and ultimately transformative history of soap. Welcome to Origin Stories, where we explore the fascinating origins behind the everyday things that shape our lives. Our story begins not in a sterile laboratory but at a primal altar, a place of ancient rituals and offerings. According to ancient Roman legend, the accidental discovery of soap occurred on the banks of the Tiber River, specifically below the slopes of Mount Sapo. This was a site where animals were regularly sacrificed to appease the gods. As the rain cascaded down, it washed away the remnants of these rituals. Women washing clothes downstream soon noticed a peculiar phenomenon. Their garments emerged significantly cleaner in areas where this strange, slippery mixture had collected. What was this unusual substance? It was an accidental blend of animal fat and wood ash, and it marked humanity's first encounter with soap, born, quite literally, from sacrifice, flame, and a touch of serendipity. So leaving the realm of legend behind, what exactly is soap from a scientific perspective? Let's delve into the chemistry. It's a salt, the product of a fascinating chemical reaction known as saponification. This is where fat, whether derived from animals or plants, reacts with an alkaline substance such as lye, which was often ingeniously made from wood ash. This transformative process breaks down the fats into molecules uniquely capable of trapping grease and dirt, allowing it to all be washed away effectively with water. In ancient times, the ingredients used were undeniably rough and rustic, and think sheep tallow and potash. Not exactly the kind of ingredients you'd find in a modern spa, but remarkably effective for their intended purpose. Long before the advent of scented bath bombs and elaborate skincare routines, ancient civilizations were already deeply invested in the concept of cleanliness. As early as 2800 BCE, the resourceful Babylonians meticulously recorded recipes for soap. These early formulations were ingeniously made from boiled fats and ashes. The Egyptians, not to be outdone, took things a step further. They skillfully added clays, fragrant oils, and aromatic substances into their cleansing mixtures. To them, soap wasn't merely a tool for hygiene. It held a profound spiritual significance. Cleanliness was viewed as a divine act, an integral part of the sacred rituals of burial and healing. In these early cultures, soap served a dual purpose, being both a practical necessity for daily life and a sacred element deeply woven into their religious practices. By the time the Romans got their hands and bathhouses on soap, its use and production had significantly evolved from its humble beginnings. While many citizens, particularly those of lower status, still relied on simple olive oil scrubs, soap was gradually being refined into a valuable commodity, sometimes perfumed for added luxury and sometimes utilized for its medicinal properties. The esteemed philosopher Pliny the Elder even documented soap being imported from Gaul, noting that it was skillfully crafted using goat tallow and beechwood ash. Interestingly, it was used less frequently for the everyday task of washing hands and more commonly employed for the purposes of bleaching hair or treating various skin ailments. Whether as a symbol of luxury or a form of medicine, soap had undeniably earned its esteemed place within the fabric of ancient society. After the mighty Roman Empire's fall, Europe plunged into the so-called Dark Ages, and personal hygiene standards took a significant nosedive. The grand aqueducts crumbled and public baths fell into disrepair. Soap use declined sharply across the continent, partly due to prevailing religious beliefs that unfortunately associated bathing with vanity or even sin. Plagues swept mercilessly through the continent, and ironically, the very thing that could have helped mitigate the spread, simple soap, was sadly out of fashion. Yet in stark contrast, within the Islamic world, soap flourished and was highly valued. Innovators in the Middle East skillfully developed solid bar soaps, often beautifully scented with essential oils like rose and sandalwood. Their sophisticated techniques gradually spread through bustling trade routes and eventually sparked Europe's slow but sure rediscovery of clean living and its many benefits. By the 16th century, during the vibrant Renaissance period, soap had undeniably become big business. Cities like Marseille, Castile, and Aleppo became particularly well known for producing high-quality soaps, primarily made from readily available olive oil, and these were actively exported across the globe. These soaps weren't your rustic, roughly hewn goat fat blocks anymore. They were carefully crafted, elegantly molded, and even subject to taxation, reflecting their growing economic importance. Then, in 1791, French chemist Nicolas Leblanc invented a groundbreaking process to efficiently manufacture soda ash, sodium carbonate, from common salt, bringing the crucial alkaline component of soap production squarely into the industrial age. Suddenly and dramatically, soap could be mass-produced on a large scale, easily standardized for consistent quality, and widely sold to the burgeoning middle class. Cleanliness was rapidly becoming democratized, no longer just a privilege reserved for the wealthy elite. It was increasingly viewed as a public priority and a sign of social progress. Then came a game changer: germ theory. As science revealed the link between hand washing and disease prevention, soap's reputation soared. Hospitals, schools, and eventually homes stocked up on bars and bottles. Companies like Palmolive, Ivory, and Lifebuoy emerged, transforming soap into a global industry. It became a household staple, colorful, scented, and increasingly clever in its marketing. From lard-based bricks to antibacterial foams, soap had become the front line in humanity's fight against disease. Today, the soap aisle is an explosion of choice: vegan, cruelty-free, organic, plastic-free, and even waterless options. But behind all the fancy packaging and fragrances, the formula is still rooted in those ancient elements: fat and ash. Only now we use plant oils and lab-made lye. We've refined the craft, but we still owe it all to a primal, almost accidental discovery born of fire, fat, and ritual. So why should we care about the origin of soap? Because it's more than just a cleaning agent. It's a symbol of human progress, how we turned sacrifice and experimentation into one of the greatest tools for health and civilization. It's a story that spans continents, beliefs, and centuries, all for the sake of staying just a little cleaner. From animal sacrifice on Roman hillsides to organic bars in boutique shops, soap has come a long way. It may be soft in your hand, but its legacy is anything but. Thanks for joining us on this surprisingly sudsy journey. If you loved this story, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let us know what everyday item you want us to explore next. Stay curious and stay clean.